Boom. Here we go. Ooh, my phone's on 4%. Hello, 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 by the way. Oh, that is loud. Just make sure this is all good. Get this going. Copy this in here. Camp day 10. Boom. We do this. There's announcements. Bootcamp day 10. Get this off. Boom. Okay. There we go. Hello. Let me just make sure audio's all good and everything. Hello. Let me just make sure audio's. Hello, NMA. Hello, hello, hello. Hope everyone's all good. Let me just change this, move this, make my camera a bit smaller so it doesn't interfere with everything. Then we'll go on. So, welcome to day 10 of the boot camp. In this one, we're going to be going over candlestick patterns. We're going to be going through exactly why they're useful and a good few examples of various candlestick patterns. This is definitely... Hello, Gus. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Katie. Hello, Heath, Michael, Chris. Great live early, exciting times. Yeah, it is really, and Dane's such a nice guy, by the way, like really nice guy. And so that's going to be really cool. We've got so much cool stuff going on. It's crazy. So today's been very busy, but staying true to the boot camp. I'm really enjoying this, and this is going to be a really good one. This one specifically, I'd recommend, so it'll be uploaded on YouTube after. I recommend watching it a couple of times and going back through the patterns which we'll go over and locating them on the chart for yourself. Now, the way which I learned candlestick patterns is not like I didn't know like, okay, I'm going to be using a shooting star here, a bullish engulfing. I just learned it in terms of, okay, what's the market doing? So this is a sort of pretense to what we're going on. So in this day 10 of the bootcamp, we're going to be going over candlestick patterns. How I learned them is just looking at the market, again, in terms of a battle. So what is going on with buyers and sellers? How are buyers and sellers interacting with each other from what I can view through price action? And so I didn't learn like the standard names. I just learned, okay, when I see this particular pattern, this tends to play out. But it's good to have these in the back of your mind. So when you're trading, when price comes to a level, you can sort of subconsciously see, okay, I've seen this pattern a few times. I know what it tends to do. Okay, this is giving me extra confirmation. I know a lot of members use these. Big one is Craig. So Craig absolutely smashes it at the charts, and he uses candlestick patterns as confirmations for his trades. And, he's making, serious money. So, yeah, candlestick patterns, they may sound basic, but they do give you a slight edge. So definitely learning them, adding them to your trading is definitely a great advantage. So let's get to it. If you've got any questions throughout, then just drop them in the chat. And then if you're watching this after the fact, just drop me a message in Discord if you're in the private community, or just drop me a comment on YouTube or something like that. I've been getting back to the comments. There's been some brilliant ones on there. So yeah, let's get into it. Hello, Matty, Chris, Aaron, Brandon, Nisi, Krishina, XPR. Hello. Let's get into it. So candlestick patterns are not some magical indicator. They're tiny conversations between buyers and sellers. Okay, most patterns fail because traders treat them like fortune cookies instead of reading the story behind them. Candles don't predict the future. They reveal who is winning right now. Institutions don't trade pattern shapes. They trade what the candles mean about aggression and weakness. Retail traders see a hammer and dream of reversals. Institutions see trapped sellers being crushed. Okay, now we're going to get into a few candlestick patterns, and I'm going to go over examples on the chart from the past few days, price action on gold, so you can see them actually on the chart. Let me know if that sounds good, and we'll get straight into it. Pal scares us all. Just smash the like button. Nice, Krishina. Okay, let me know if that sounds good, and we'll get straight into going over a few candlestick patterns, how you use them, what they look like, and I'll actually show you a few live examples on the chart for each candlestick pattern. And yeah, bit late for having Monster, but you know, got to get to it. Let's go. Okay, cool. So first off, we've got a hammer. So as support, it's like buyers shouting, "Not today," while pushing sellers off the edge. Now, let's go into an example of a hammer. So we can see here, long wick at the bottom with a thick body. You see here, long wick, thick body. What's happened here? So let's just go over the story of what's happened in price action. You can see this was the exact bottom before a big move up. What happened here? Like, what's the story behind this candle? I think this is important to look at. Every candle shows a story between buyers and sellers. So what happened was sellers tried to push the price down. Okay, they tried, and buyers shouted, "Not today." Okay, and they pushed price all the way up past where the candle opened. So the candle opened here, past that. That shows that buyers are like, they're like basically saying, okay, we're taking control here. Sellers, goodbye. It shows huge strength on the buying side. And you can see how that was literally the exact bottom before this very big move up actually. Okay, let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if you can see that this is a hammer here, and then we'll get into the next pattern. Yeah, they only do the small ones in the shop near me. Spinneys, goated shop in Dubai. Los Blancos, I wouldn't say it's better. I would say a mix. So confluence between them. Just like we look for confluence at levels. So what is confluence? Confluence is basically, if I run into a door, yeah, I reckon I'd get through the door, okay? But if we put multiple doors next to each other, like back to back, and I run into the door, I'm just going to smash my head off it and fall down. I'm not going to be able to get through that. That's exactly like we look for on levels. So on a level, we don't just want to see one bit of confirmation. We want to see multiple things lining up at that level, multiple doors. So if price comes up to it, it's just going to smash its head and go the other way. That's exactly like looking for confirmations. So you want to see candlestick patterns, like the ones we're going over in this in day 10 of the bootcamp, and then also confirmations from indicators as well. I use Fu Manchu. Analogy, yeah. Okay, let's go into the next one. So a shooting star. A shooting star at resistance is sellers slamming the door shut on greedy late buyers. It's basically the opposite of a hammer. And let's go over an example of this. We can see at the exact top of this big move down, we had a beautiful, beautiful shooting star. So what does this show? This shows the exact opposite of the hammer. Buyers pushed the price up. We're like, yeah, we're getting into this move, boom, 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 boom. And then sellers slammed the door on them and was like, no, push them all the way back down to below the entry of the candle. Okay, this shows a lot of strength for sellers. And as we can see, that move continued all the way down. Okay, and if you would, you know, put this, marked up a bit of a golden pocket there, you can see we've got golden pocket, shooting star, great confirmation for a trade. I don't think it's unreasonable for anyone here to spot that trade. Let me know if that makes sense, and we'll go on to the next pattern. Again, I think it's best to go through this section a few times and mark them up on your chart. And for those in the private group, I recommend going onto your chart. Utilizing the higher time frame makes it clearer and easier to see these patterns, but they do show up on all time frames. And just marking up a candlestick pattern, putting it in the Discord, adding me. Okay, let's see if you get it right. And these are great habits to build up. To be able to see these in the markets gives you that extra edge, which is really nice. Scalpers use it, DB, swing traders, intraday traders, all types of traders, and they might not know, like for a long time, I didn't know that this was like a hammer or this was a shooting star candle pattern. I didn't know that. Those candlestick things, like names, I didn't know. In the crypto space, I got into trading through crypto space. it wasn't really spoken about that often, but I just noticed in price action, just from looking at the story between buyers and sellers, okay, I can see that we went up into this level and then sellers pushed us all the way down, exactly like here, past where the candle opened. So the candle opened, if we zoom all the way in, the candle opened all the way up here. Buyers tried to push us up and the sellers pushed us all the way back past where the candle opened. This showed me, okay, sellers are in control here. But it's good to know. It's good to know this, regardless of knowing the names. It's good to understand the story between with the candles. You see the motion and flow by the candles. Exactly, Chris. Exactly. Okay, let's go into the next one. And please, any questions you have, if it doesn't make sense or anything, please let me know. We'll go over a few more examples. Okay, so dojis. They whisper the fight is even, but only at key levels do they really matter. So dojis come up a lot in the markets, and they basically show indecision. They don't show, okay, sellers are in control here. They don't show buyers are in control. They just show a neutral playing ground. But once we've had a big pullback, like we've had a sizable pullback here, if we start to see dojis, that tells us, and a doji is simply a candle with a long upper wick, a long lower wick, and a very thin body. That's all a doji is. It basically shows us sellers are in control. You see here, sellers are in control, and now it's 50-50. So sellers have lost momentum. From there, we can anticipate a further move up to the upside. And again, if we were to just pull a fib here, we could have definitely looked for a buy at this golden pocket, then with a further move up. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20, but just to show you how you could have traded this potential level. Let me know if that makes sense in terms of dojis. So a big upper wick, a big lower wick, a thin body. Shows indecision in the market. No side has control. Let me know if that makes sense, and then we'll move on to the next pattern. And again, any questions, please let me know. And I do recommend getting up your chart after this live and going through a few of these patterns, locating them on your chart, trying to find where they are, screenshotting them, send them to me, send them in the Discord, okay? And you'll build up the habit to notice these, and you'll just be subconsciously looking at the chart, and you'll be like, okay, wait there, I've seen... we've had a big uptrend, but now there's a candle here that's a big upper wick and a big lower wick and a thin body. This shows that, okay, buyers have, they're running out of momentum now. So chances are sellers could come in here. This might be a good opportunity to take a sell. Are we at a level? Okay, we're at a level. Boom, good opportunity to sell. Boom, perfect. Gus, there isn't a best time frame. They work well on every time frame. So when you're coming up to a level, so if you mark up your levels on the 24 minute / 30 minute like me, looking at them on your confirmation time frame. So on I use the 1 minute, the 3 minute, and the 5 minute. If you're marking up your charts on the 4-hour time frame and you're looking for confirmations on the 15-minute time frame, then look for those confirmations on the 15-minute time frame. I use candlestick patterns on my confirmation time frame. So I mark up on the 15-minute, 24-minute, 30-minute, I mark up levels that I'm looking for, just support and resistance. Then when we approach those levels on the lower time frames, my confirmation time frames, that's where I'll look for these patterns to play out. I appreciate that, Katie. Look at charts and tell the story behind the candlesticks. Find these levels. Yeah, exactly, Chris. And that's what these candlesticks... And look, you don't need to know all these fancy names and this, that, and the other. You don't need to know the names. It's just good to view the story of what's going on. If you say... I found this super, super useful. When I was sort of coming up in my trading journey, I'd literally describe the story which I'm seeing at the charts. Okay, literally okay, I can see buyers are in control here. Okay, we had a slight bit of a pullback, bit of a bearish engulfing candle there. And then buyers just completely took us back. Okay, buyers are definitely in control now. I don't want to be shorting this market. Okay, wow, that was a big bearish engulfing candle. Sellers are really, really in control here. We can definitely see a slight pullback here. Overall context is, buyers are pushing the price up. Let's see if this is a nice pullback. Let's see how sellers sort of interact with this. Okay, I'm seeing a doji here that shows indecision. indecision. Okay, we're getting indecision on the downtrend after a clear move up. This might be an area to look for buys here now. Literally describing the story you see at the charts will really help you get aligned with the market. So a lot of people are out aligned with the market. Get aligned with the market. What's the market trying to do? What's the sellers seeing? What's the buyers seeing? This will allow you to just view price action completely differently. Thank you, Gus. Appreciate that. So let's go into the next one. So these are going to be a bit more advanced after engulfing candles. So this one is one which is used all of the time. It's such an easy one to use and very, very powerful. So an engulfing candle is like a one team storming the field and wiping out the previous move completely. Okay, it's like you're in trench warfare, okay? It's your trench versus their trench. And then suddenly, you're making good progress and then they send in a bunch of tanks and just absolutely wipe you out, okay? They've got the momentum to continue in that direction. As we can see here, I mean, there's loads of examples of this, but we can see here we've had a huge move up and then just a massive bearish engulfing candle here. I mean, massive. And then what's happened? We've continued to the downside. I mean, there's loads of examples of this. Bearish engulfing here. We do eventually have some turbulence, but eventually move all the way down. This is a pattern which shows up all of the time. I mean, bullish engulfing here, and then we move all the way up. Bullish engulfing here, move all the way up. Not quite bearish engulfing there. Bearish engulfing, we continue to move down. Like there's loads and loads of examples of this. And look, these patterns aren't going to work every time. But if they give you a slight edge, it's like building a sandwich, okay? Are you just going to have a sandwich with bread? No. Okay, you're going to take the bread. Okay, that's the level. Okay, the level's the bread. But then you want to butter it, okay? So that's your I don't know, your indicator confirmation. You've seen divergences. And then you want to slap some ham on it. That's the candlestick pattern, okay? And then you might want to look into volume, slap some lettuce on it, okay? And then you've got your full sandwich, okay? Then you're going to, have some food, okay? You want to build a sandwich. We're going off on the analogies tonight, but I hope that allows you to visualize it, okay? You're not just going to eat your sandwich with bread. You're not just going to take a trade because one thing is lining up. You want the level, okay? You want the bread. You want some confirmations from your indicator, slap the ham on, okay? You want an extra level of confirmation through the candlestick patterns, okay? You want all of these things to line up to build a really nice trade to then take and profit. We don't need loads of trades. Just a few trades a month can make you a full-time trader. The members in the group who have gone full-time, they really don't take many trades at all. So lower trades, higher conviction. Bit of an interesting time to join, that is, I have to say, talking about building a sandwich. I'll tell you what, I come up with some weird analogies sometimes. Building a sandwich is definitely up there with the weird ones, I have to say. But I really hope that allows you to visualize what we're looking for. It's Gordon Ramsay. Believe me, I cannot cook for anything. You do not want me cooking you anything at all. I could burn a ham sandwich. Okay, let's continue. So, stars. Evening and morning stars show a 3-act movie. Dominance, indecision, takeover. Let's have a look at where a shooting star has taken place. So we can see here. Sellers dominated the price. Small green candle here. This can be a green candle or a red candle. Just a small body, a small candle. Then takeover. The buyers have just gone, you know what, we're over. So dominance, indecision, takeover. That's what we're looking for. This is a great pattern to use for when you've already got an established trend, okay? When you're looking for a continuation, this is brilliant. Let's say you didn't get in at the bottom here, okay? You could wait for a candlestick pattern, this candlestick pattern, and then you can get in. And you've got such a clear place to put your stop loss with these trades, okay? With all of these candle patterns, you've got great places to put your stop loss. You just put your stop loss underneath the pattern. Boom. Where's the bearish engulfing? You can put your stop loss. So you enter once the bearish engulfing, you put your stop loss above the pattern. Doji, this one shows indecision, so we want to wait for more confirmations on that one. That one doesn't show a direct direction. It just shows indecision. But all of these, you've got clear places to put your stop loss, literally just above the pattern. Hammer down here, clear place to put your stop loss. All of these provide really clear places to be putting your stop loss, which is also a huge benefit of integrating these into your system. So again, a morning and evening star. Okay, morning star is just the bullish one, evening star is just the bearish one. Shows dominance, a big candle down, a small candle, indecision, and then takeover, a big candle the opposite way. Okay, let me know if that makes sense. There's a bit more of an advanced one, so let me know if that makes sense. You not got an air fryer? I actually don't have. I don't have an air fryer. I wouldn't know what to cook in an air fryer. Apparently, it's really good for reheating Mackies. That's the only thing I've heard. I'll teach you how to. Honestly, who would be up for Craig teaching me how to cook? Like a live stream, Craig. It wouldn't go well. Like that wouldn't go well at all. That would not be a that would not be a fun live at all. Love Morningstar as support. It is really strong. So a couple more examples of this. I mean, we can see here, bearish candle, thick body. Okay, then a smaller candle, then takeover. Okay, these candlestick patterns aren't going to look as perfect as this every single time, but just by describing the story. Okay, sellers are clearly in control. Okay, they're in control here. Okay, now there's a bit of indecision. Now there's a takeover. Then we've had a big candle. This is on the 1 hour time frame. That's a sizable candle. You can definitely take a move off that. Let's see. Perfect example here. Huge dominance. Indecision. Okay, a lot smaller candle, not a big candle. Takeover. Big red candle, bigger than this previous candle. And then we can see we got a follow through there. And this is a sizable move. You can definitely take advantage of that move. Perfect example here. Huge dominant candle. Small candle, a lot smaller than this. Indecision. Huge takeover. And you can see this continued all the way down. Like all the way down. So there's a lot of examples. We can go over here. So for example, huge red candle to the downside. Indecision small candle. And then a lot bigger candle there than that indecisive candle showing takeover. Then we continued to the upside. Let's go back here. Where are we going? Here we go. Wait, what? XPR, what? XPR, don't, what are you doing? I didn't even know you could do that. Wait, what is this? What does that, XPR, you just donated me £10. I don't know what to. Okay, don't do that, guys. Don't do that. XPR, you're flexing on us. Just gave you a 10. Okay, I appreciate that, XPR. I don't know how. I didn't expect that. I don't know what to say. Do you want it back? I don't know how to move on from that. XVR, don't, mate, don't, please don't do that. Don't do that. I'll donate it to some charity or something. I don't, definitely, yeah, don't. Paid for Mackies. Is XVR drunk or something? Okay, I don't know how to move on from this. Would you enter a trade on the third candle? Yeah, DB. On the third candle, stop loss below the indecisive candle. It's for private school mentorship. Are you bribing me, XPR? Paid for... Yeah, I'll take it. Look. I don't know where to go from this. Okay. Wait, so we buy, do we have to sell for a profit? Aaron, so when entering a buy position, when you sell that position, that's when you realize the gains. When you sell, okay, and then you buy it back, that's when you realize the gain. A bit of a tangent, which I think we should go over, is basically when you buy something, obviously you're buying that thing to then sell at a higher price. But something that a lot more people should know, I think, is when you're selling something, how the hell do you sell something when you haven't even got it? So this is something really, really good to understand, is how we even sell in the first place. How selling, like shorting an asset works, is basically, let's say you want to short these Pringles, okay? What you do is you find someone and you go, okay, hey mate, I'm gonna borrow these Pringles off you for £10, okay? So I've got the Pringles, I've got £10, he's got the Pringles, okay? I give him £10. I've got the Pringles now. I instantly sell those Pringles. So I say to this guy, yo, I'm gonna borrow these Pringles for a tenner. I'll buy them, I'll give you them back for tenner. Okay, so he's got Pringles. I've got a tenner. I give him the tenner. I take the Pringles. I then sign a contract with him saying I'm going to give him these Pringles back for £10. I've got the Pringles now. He's got my tenner. I instantly sell these Pringles to someone else. Okay, instantly sell for a tenner. I've got a tenner. He's got a tenner. He's got the Pringles. The price of Pringles drops to a fiver, okay? I then use this £10 I've got to buy the Pringles back. I give him fiver, the price of Pringles has dropped. I give him £5 of my £10. I give him a fiver, I get the Pringles back, okay? I've got £5 and the can of Pringles. I then go to the guy, yo, we had a contract, okay, that I can give you these Pringles back for my £10. I give him the Pringles back. He gives me £10. I've now got £15. Okay, so that's how selling works. That's how shorting an asset works. Let me know if you want me to go over that again. I think it's important to understand how selling actually works in the first place. So yeah. Yeah. Sour cream and onion. Really good. Let me know if you want me to go through that again and make it clearer. Please go over it again. Okay, so how shorting a pair works. Okay, a lot of people get into trading and they get into buying and selling and they don't actually understand how it actually works. I think it's important to understand. Then we'll continue the bootcamp and we'll go on to the next patterns. The next patterns are very, very, very good and stuff which I use all of the time. So I think the price of Pringles is going to go down. Okay, I've got no Pringles to sell. Okay, I've just got £10. I give £10 to this guy and I say, and he gives me the Pringles and I say, I'll give you the Pringles back for that £10 at a later date. He says, yeah, I wasn't going to use the Pringles anyway. That's fine. I've got the Pringles. He's got £10. I can go to him at any point and say, I want my £10 back. Here's your Pringles. Okay, I've got the Pringles. He's got £10. I instantly sell the Pringles for £10. I've got £10. Okay, he's got £10. I've got £10. He's got the Pringles. The price of Pringles drops to £5 instead of £10. Okay, I then use my £10 to buy Pringles for £5. Okay, so I take £5 of my 10. I give him £5. I get the Pringles back. Okay, I've got £5 and the Pringles. I then go to the guy before, yo, me and you had an agreement. I'll give you the Pringles for my £10 back. I give him the Pringles. He gives me my £10 back. I've got £15. That's how selling works. XPR man, stop. I don't know how to react to that. So I appreciate it, but like I don't know what to do. XPR, do you want some Pringles? It's making me so happy. I'm glad. Craig. Hello, D Goots. Dave. Max, show off your sweater, please. I've got a Coles Trades sweater on. This was a boot camp one. It's just gone. It's gone into mayhem. Again, let me know if that selling makes sense. I think it's important to know, and then we'll continue. Aaron, that's like behind the scenes of what happens. That's like behind the scenes. When you're just trading, you don't need to worry about that. It's just good to know what goes on in the background. When you're just buying and selling and you're trading, you basically bet the price of something will go up. If it goes up, you make money. If, you think the price of something will go down, you basically bet the price will go down and then you make money. If it goes down, you make money. That's basically the premise of it. So, yeah, basically, Gus. Normal live match, yeah. Best Christmas jumper. Yeah, this is a Christmas. Honest, XPR, we'll have to get you on. Cole's trades on. I've got loads of different Christmas jumpers now. They're actually brilliant. I have got a Christmas hat somewhere, but I am not wearing it on the live yet. It's not deep enough into December to wear it at all. Okay, let's continue into the next section. So, continuation patterns show the market pausing to catch its breath before sprinting again. Flags are like pit stops in a race. A quick pause before the speed returns. Now, I use these all of the time, okay? They're very, very strong if you can line up with confluence as well. Very strong. So, great example is just the next one on the chart. Impulse move to the downside, followed by higher highs and higher lows to the upside. Basically, the market taking a breather. The sellers saying, yeah, we can chill here, before a bigger impulse move to the downside. I use these a lot. And then, there's loads of examples of these happening, like here, there's loads. But how do you trade these? Okay, so we've spotted one on the chart. Okay, an impulse move to the downside followed by consolidation. How do you trade flags? So a lot of people would tell you trade the breakout. When it breaks out, trade it. But price is very volatile. How do we know when it's actually confirmed the breakout? Okay, I don't like doing this. I like looking for confirmation and looking for confluence at the high of the bear flag or at the low of the bull flag. I want to get in here. I want to get in around here. Or get in at the retest when we break out and retest it up here for a continuation down. Those are the only two areas I trade flags. I don't trade the breakout ever. We'll go over a good few examples of these because I use these quite a lot. I don't know whether we'll be able to get loads of these jumpers out in time. What time frame, Los Blancos? Oh, DB asked. Trade, I can only afford Aldi's version. Can't believe XPR did that, by the way. Fair play, XPR. Yeah. I like that, Omar. 5 minutes. We'll take a quick look and we'll see what's going on. This does look like one is forming. A bit of a wonky one. I think if we go on to a bit of a higher time frame, it'll look a bit clearer. Maybe a bit of a lower time frame, actually. Yes, so this would be... It's not as smooth as I'd really like. I think it's nicer. It's a lot nicer when bull flags are parallel. So when they're forming like this. So when these two lines are parallel to each other, I've just noticed that produces a lot stronger move when they're not like this. If we just think about it, if you saw a flag, if you were walking down the street and you saw a flag which looked like that, you'd be like, what the hell is that? Like, that don't look like a flag to me. Whereas if you saw one which was parallel and nice and uniform, you'd be like, yeah, it's just a flag. Okay? I think just thinking about it like that is a better way to do it. If you were to mark this up, it's a pretty wonky flag to me. Because it's wonky, it just, from my experience, doesn't produce as strong of moves. But you could still definitely consider that a bull flag. And if you could find areas of confluence at these lower levels, then you could definitely look for a trade there. Definitely. Definitely. Aaron, that would be really cool. That would be really, really good. Do we get jumpers? Do we get jumpers each wear to Cole's trade? You know what would be cool? To do Secret Santa in the group. Wait there, who would be up for that? That would be hard to... how would we do that? That would be difficult to do, but I reckon it'd be really, really cool. Yeah, that would be really cool. Said this... I think I remember XPR, actually. That would be really cool. Thing is, though, getting stuff to everyone and everything like that would be quite challenging. I'm in. Yeah, I reckon that'd be really cool. Okay, if you got any ideas on how we could do Secret Santa in the group, let me know. And we'll get that sorted. Like, that sounds really, really cool. That sounds fun. I'm always up for doing that. I think it'd be really, really funny. Okay, let's continue. So, 3 white soldiers march forward like disciplined buyers with clear mission. So we can see these show up all over. We'll go to the example that I marked up. Where was it? It's here. Wait there. We'll go here. Where was it? Here. So we can see. I mean, these show up all over the place. But basically, 3. I don't know why 3 candles in a row. It just shows crazy pressure. But if we see 3 big candle bodies to the upside, that shows crazy strength to the upside. And we could be like, okay, we're now looking for a continuation to the upside. So you could definitely, in my mind, like a very easy system to sort of look for is wait on the 1 hour for 3 big green candles or 3 big red candles. Then zoom into the lower time frames, like I'm talking the 3 minute or something, and look for areas of support, if it's 3 green candles, or areas of resistance, 3 red candles, within that candlestick formation. And then you could look to get into a trade there. You're getting in with the higher time frame trend. You know, if you see 3 big green candles to the upside, chances are we're going to continue to the upside. If you see 3 big red candles to the downside, chances are we're going to continue to the downside. So then looking to get in on the lower time frame pullbacks is really, really clean. Really clean. Yeah, that's a good idea, Dave. That's how you trade the pullbacks from the bull flag. So Los Blancos, do you mean? Let me just go to the example that we marked up. Do you mean how do I look to get in up here? Is that what you mean? Is that what you? Yes. So what I'd do is I'd look for I'd pull fibs. So I'd pull fibs from. Literally, you can see this from the most recent high. You can see a high here to this low. This is, I'm pretty sure, wait there, if we go onto this chart, when was this? I didn't know I was going to be asked this, but when was this? This was the 9th of December. I'm pretty sure this trade was actually marked up and given. Where was it? The 9th of December. Wouldn't have been on, might have been on this chart. I'm very sure I remember this. Let me zoom out a bit. Where was it? 9th of December. Oh, no. This is such a clean move. So we can go over this one. This is so nice. These ones happen all of the time. So we can see here, what's happened is basically buyers have tried to push us up. And then we've absolutely busted through the floor, and we found this area of support. Okay, so this was support. You can see here, this was support. We've broke through with a lot of volume. Okay, and then we've retested this once support as resistance, and a golden pocket has lined up there. What is a golden pocket? We've pulled a fib from the high here to the low. So this golden pocket has lined up perfectly with previous resistance. So this is a trade, like this is just textbook, beautiful trade, like super, 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 super nice. I was very surprised we didn't have that marked up. But yeah, really, really nice. I'm tempted to go back in the group. I'm that confident that we did mark this up. But yeah, so what we're looking for, big move to the downside, consolidation, and then look at previous support that we've had. Find stuff that lines up with that previous support, like a golden pocket, and then we can look to enter a short from that position. That's just absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And this happens a lot. A very simple system is looking for a breakout and then waiting for a retest of the resistance before the breakout. Very, very nice. That's exactly how I would trade that pattern though. And patterns like this have come up so many times in the in the group. So yeah. I've been cruising some more around in the go-karts. I haven't cruised. December's been very, very, very busy. It's been good though. Been good, but not much time for anything else. So yeah, I hope that clarifies that. When trading bull flags or bear flags, I'm looking at the big move that we used to form the pole on the flag, and then I'm looking for previous support or resistance before that pole to trade. So this is the pole. This is the pole. This is the support, sorry, before the pole. I'm looking to get in there. That's basically it. Do you only trade bull flags on pullbacks to the golden pocket? They don't have to have a golden pocket. Most of the time they do. Happened in the bottom today. I don't think there was a there wasn't a bull flag here. I mean, this was just perfect support though. Like, this was really nice. This was marked up yesterday as well. This one was because, obviously, news. Crazy. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let me just get this up. Patterns only matter if they form where a fight logically happens. Support, resistance, trend zones. Very important. Institutions wait at key levels like snipers, letting retail traders walk into traps first. Retail traders lose money by reacting emotionally. Professionals react logically. Retail traders don't predict, they respond. Real traders, don't predict, they respond. One candle doesn't change the story. Confirmation is your translator. Patterns reveal the message. Context decides whether to listen. Okay, so that comes down to what that means is basically, okay, if we've got a bullish engulfing candle, for example, let's go over a key example. I mean, I want to find like a big uptrend or a big downtrend. Okay, what's a good example here? Okay, here. So we're in a big downtrend. I mean, that candle barely fits on my chart. Okay, but this could be considered a bullish engulfing candle. It's bigger than the previous one. But we're not just going to say, okay, bullish engulfing candle, enter buy position now. We're going to look at the context. We're going to zoom out and see, okay, we're overall coming down a lot. Okay, so this bull, even though it is a bullish engulfing candle, chances are will be absolutely ruined by the steam train of momentum that is forcing price to the downside. So you need to always look at the context of the market. Look at the overall story, okay? When you're reading a book, you can't learn a lot just by one page. You need to look at the overall story, okay? Just like in trading, you need to look at the overall context of the market. What's actually going on around what I'm looking to trade? It's very important. Chris, I'll mark up the charts after this live. This is just Bootcamp, even though we've gone on a bit of tangents, but it's all good. Patterns at random places are noise. Patterns at meaningful level are signals. If the message is obvious, trade it. If you're unsure, you've already been given the answer. Very, very, very good quote. The market isn't hiding secrets. Retail traders are just reading the wrong parts. The best candlestick traders don't trade more. They trade less with precision. Very important. Patience is your edge. Impulse is your enemy. Patterns are clues, not guarantees. Your job is solving the case, not guessing the ending. Okay? When you're reading a book, you don't try and guess the ending. You just go through the story, see what the words are telling you. Quiz time. Who's ready? Let me know in the chat now if you're ready, and we'll get into the quiz. And I need a drink of water. This monster's hitting me. Be bouncing off the ceiling soon. I think this has been a really good boot camp, by the way. I think this lesson in particular, I think we've gone over some very, very key things. I think it's good, and I hope it's come across good as well. Let's have it. I love that, William. Candlestick patterns work best when they are used as magic predictors, random signals, reversal guarantees, context tools. Been really good. Appreciate that, Steve. Appreciate that. Looking to build on them, get better and better and better. I just want it to be like, okay, tonight Max is covering this. I need to say what I'm covering before the live, really. That's another improvement we can make. But I think it's. I just want to be like, okay, Max is going to be covering this lesson tonight. You go into it, and regardless of your knowledge, you come out learning either that brand new thing or adding to your already existing knowledge on that thing. Okay, that's what I really want. So yeah, D. Oh, it is D. Sorry. Confirm the context. I swapped the answers around. Sorry, because I always put them as B. What does a hammer show when at strong support? Panic selling, strong rejection, trend continuation, nothing important. What does a hammer show at support? Panic selling, strong rejection, trend continuation, nothing important. Appreciate that, Katie. B, it shows heavy rejection of lower prices. A shooting star matters most when it forms at middle of a trend, major resistance, random price, anywhere on the chart. The important thing, shooting star is basically the opposite of a hammer. So a hammer forms at the bottom. Where does a shooting star form? Okay. Luke, just ignore it. B, it shows sellers defending resistance. Exactly. An engulfing candle shows what? Weak indecision, volume confusion, momentum takeover, random price action. What does an engulfing candle show? Appreciate that, Los Blancos. And big shout out to XPR. I didn't know that was on. C. Exactly. C. One side overwhelms the others completely, engulfs the full candle. Why are morning/evening stars reliable? They look cool. They show a full shift of control. They are rare. They always form in trends. What does a morning/evening star show? And if you can, let me know in the chat, what is it? Okay? Or if go into your chart, look for these patterns, or go back in the live and look for these. They're really, really good to keep in the back of your mind. Like, I assure you, if you're trading with levels right now, or you're trading any system, if you keep an eye out for these patterns in your system and use them as an added layer of confirmation, it's another area you can gain that slight edge. If you're picking up a 1% edge here, a 1% edge here, a 2% here, a 2% there, 3% there, boom. You've got a massive edge that you can leverage to make serious money. B, they show exhaustion, indecision, and takeover. So that's again, exhaustion, small little candle, indecision, takeover. Again, big candle up, that's the, big candle up. Then it shows indecision, then the takeover. And then the opposite side is big candle down, indecision, takeover. Volume helps confirm how pretty the pattern is, whether big players are involved. If retail is scared, nothing useful. DB, that's probably not a bad shout. B, it reveals institutional participation. Trading patterns without context is like reading every street sign, driving blindfolded, checking the map first, using a calculator. I really need to start changing these. Trading patterns without context. Guessing without information. Which candle suggests balance and hesitation? I did try and change some tonight, but I think I changed the C's to B's. Okay, we already know. What is the most important factor in pattern quality? Shape, colour, location, size. Very important. What is the most important factor when trading a pattern? With how quality that pattern is. Is it the shape of the pattern? Is it the colour of the pattern? Is it the location of the pattern? Or is it the size of the pattern? Oh, seems like there's some indecision on this one. C, where it forms. If a bullish engulfing candle forms on a big downtrend, like it doesn't matter, like it's gonna get messed up anyway. Whereas if that bullish engulfing candles forms at support, then it's like, okay, it's formed at a strong level. That's why we need to have context in the market. Okay, let me know if you've got any questions regarding candlestick patterns or anything like that, and I hope you enjoyed the bootcamp day 10. We're rolling into day 11 soon, which should be really good. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? Oh god, oof, bit of a late one. Yeah, I'm trying to bring back the Kahoots in this style. On YouTube, we can't do Kahoots because it's like the delays like a bit too much, and obviously Kahoot's very time focused. So I'm trying to bring the quizzes back and like keep the spirit of Kahoot going, but it's not quite the same as Kahoot. Fire. 8%. Nice, William. Nice. Okay, let's go on to charts. What I'm going to do now is basically, actually, I'm trying to think, do I do my like markup now or do I do another? I'll mark it up now. I'll mark up now just quickly. So, because I want to get my markup done. So we have this level 4. Obviously, this was news candles. So obviously, over news levels are just going to be invalidated. Like over news, it's just what it is. This level from last night was the exact bottom, which was really nice. We can move this over. Get rid of this now. We still did form resistance at here. We've still got this bullish pennant forming here, which is something interesting to look at. Okay. So, okay, we're forming higher lows. We're forming lower highs. This, again, confirms the bullish pennant. We had a big move up into this bullish pennant, expected a further move to the upside, but we need to keep in mind the context of the overall market. We're seeing a sort of, this looks a bit bearish to me, and we could come down to this lower extremity. We need to watch out for that. Something we definitely want to take a look at is these previous highs here as support. It's difficult to find support given the huge move up. Call this up. Nice, Craig. Okay, this does line up. Maybe this lines up with the point of control of today. This could be something nice. Now the point of control's all the way up there. That's not too nice. Okay, I do want to keep this level on. Let's see what lines up on the Coles Trades indicator. In the private group, you do gain access to the Coles Trades indicator, which shows like support and resistance on the chart. So we got VWAP close, really nice. We've got a daily open there as well. So I want to be seeing this, what is it? VWAP plus golden pocket plus point of control plus daily open. And also it comes at the 4,200 level, so we got that psychological level of 4,200, which obviously, you know, it's a psychological level. It's a round number, basically. Okay, there we go. This is obviously a buy here, so we'll make it green. Perfect. Okay, this is really nice. I like this a lot. Katie, I'll look to. But with the Zoom recordings, they can be a bit of a pain. They kind of like glitch out and stuff. But I've put an overview of what was sort of discussed. And if you've got any questions regarding it, please just let me know. What do you mean, Craig? But it backfired. What do you mean? Try joining that up. But backfired. What do you... Live today on... There was like a... I mean, there's hundreds of people on it, so... What did it come up with? I was on the Zoom, yeah. No, I think most were. Ah. Couldn't it said we had to wait for... Ah, crap. Ah, it was a really good one. Shit. I do apologise. I really do apologise. I'll give another overview on the group. Ah, that's a really, really annoying one, actually. Crap. I don't know how that happened then. How did, like... We had a lot of people. We had, like, 250 people on. Zoom was on another level, by the way. Yeah, it was a really, really, really good one. Like, really good. So, No, Craig, no. Okay, I'll look into that. I'll look into that. Okay, guys, we'll finish up the live here then. I do appreciate everyone, tuning in. I think it's been a really, really, really good one. Like, really, really good. And really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah, hope everyone had a really good day. And I wish you luck at the charts tomorrow. And then I'll look into what went on with Zoom. I use the exact same settings as I normally use. So, yeah, I have no idea. But I'll look into that and get that sorted for future webinars. But I appreciate everyone tuning in. Take care, guys, and have a great rest of your night. See you in a bit, DB. See you in a bit, XBR. Take care, XBR. See you in a bit, Gus, Krishina, Katie, Chris, Craig. Who else? Gus. Who else have we had in here? Hammer, Record, Nisi, William, Steve, Tony. Take care.